Hi, my name's Alake Pilgrim, and this is my book, Zoe and the Forest of Secrets. It's a fantasy adventure for 9+ readers set on the Caribbean island of Trinidad. And it's for fans of Percy Jackson and Catherine Rundell's The Explorer. Hope you enjoy reading! I must say that I don't think I was consciously influenced by the Afrofuturism trend, though maybe there are some elements of that in the book. I think that I was thinking more of writers like Nalo Hopkinson, who come out of the Caribbean. She lives in Canada and writes Caribbean fantasy sci-fi or sci-fi with fantastical elements. So that was more an influence on me. So I think that there's actually a thread of Black writers in sci-fi and fantasy that goes back a long way. I mean, I can't name everyone, but I would just say that Octavia Butler is someone that I've enjoyed reading from a very young age. And even now we have P. Jelly Clark. He's actually originally from Trinidad, and he's won or been nominated for Hugo and Nebula. So really, I think there is a thread of Black writers in sci-fi and fantasy, though of course we'd like to see many more. I don't follow Book Talk yet, but I've heard great things and I still have recommendations. I would advise people check out everything on Knights of List. Right now, Shauna Jackson has a great book out called A Good Turn. I know also that apart from Knights of List, which includes Elle McNichol, Like a Charm, a beautiful story set in a magical part of Edinburgh, but apart from books like that, I would also suggest Tola Okogu's upcoming book, which is Onika and the Academy of the Sun, all about a girl whose hair has magical powers. I think that every child deserves to be the hero of their own stories. For obvious reasons. We're all the hero of our own stories in real life, so why not in books? I think that it's wonderful for kids to be able to see themselves in adventures, in magical worlds, in fantasy, as well as in books that deal with social issues. So I actually live in Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean, and so Zoe and the Forest of Secrets is actually set there in those islands. So the natural environment of the islands, the beaches, but also the forests, the caves, the hills, the swamps, all make their way into the book. And the kids in the book have a huge adventure running through and hiding in all of those places. Well, in this book, in addition to the actual animals, like endangered animals like leatherback turtles and animals like the iguana and agouti, children can also encounter completely fantastical creatures, new ones actually, that they haven't yet encountered in fantasy books. So one of them is the X. That is a centipede-like creature that's also a blend of robotics and AI. And then there are creatures that are based on the Anansi stories, which some teachers might be familiar with. And that's the West African Anansi, that part spider, part human creature that is part of stories that have spread throughout the world. This book would be great for teachers who want to work with their students on nature and the environment. So things around World Rainforest Day, World Environment Day, and really any time that you want to work on an environmental topic with your students, particularly for students who are interested in tropical rainforests, tropical islands. This would be a great book for you as well. And teachers who want to expose their children to multicultural spaces and children who are interested in travel, because the book is set on an island where people have come from all around the world and all of their cultures kind of pop up at points points in the book as well. I think it was so important to me to work with a publisher like Nights Of, who's interested in many more stories reaching many more children. I think that every publisher should be inclusive, but thankfully Nights Of has taken that banner and they're running with it. As people might know, they recently won the British Book Awards Children's Book Publisher of the Year, and I couldn't be happier for them, and I couldn't be happier to work with them.